Hello everybody, it is I, Hidden Flame. Welcome back for possibly the last episode of 6.1. We have 3 missions left before the end of the patch. And I just looked up online. The next patch will be the end of the month, so you'll see some more of these at that time. So let's continue. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume? You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Okay, so gotta go back up to the library. Come on, there we go. Beavis. Hi, Pudding. To think the set of instructions I laughably imagine may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. If I had known that Al-Zadal III's exploits sooner, I could have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me to the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must be flexible of mind and look beyond the controversial wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Archon, Y'shtola, and guests identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me, if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Not bad. Getting a little cutscene here. And the music is a bit loud.
If House Damir's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
I'll check upstairs. The following pages detail the advanced method of manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Nunashan, the ninth patriarch of House Damer. We present these research notes to the facility of the Charlian Stadium as both a token of our friendship and expression of our boundless admiration. Wait, did I just find it in the first shot? Wow, okay. Have you something to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped to a single book and it was completely absorbed in its contents. Well done, Hidden. I think you have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
I fought one or two.
And still, House Damia went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
You sure? There's probably an ultimate spell in there somewhere. As much as I would love to start crafting and Atmos, I'm afraid it's far outside of my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hannish alchemist who might be delighted to involve herself in a House Damer project. Our business is concluded for the moment. Please pass our regards to the forum. Your message will be convened. Should you wish to indulge more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nidana can. I say we return to Thanavar and look for her at the Great Work. Yustola tells me that you're pursuing the most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I will not be into doing an Indian accent because no. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Oh, no. Don't cancel. I almost just canceled the recording. Will it now? By the sisters, that is the mark of Demir. I will never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was? But that means every word of this is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. Oh, that's sweet. And to think that Demir were developing such marvelous technologies so long ago. Now many innovations have been lost over the centuries. I wonder. Now that you've glanced it over the notes, what say you help us build a new mock Atmos? Ah, yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Demir project that even the redoubtable scholars of Charlie and Trimble in their sandals, no alchemist of the great work could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean by this big mouth sulcrum once we've built it? Oh, to do with it. Okay. I can't read. So, there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atmos is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself. I think manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you wish to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we've finished gathering the components I require. Charlene's markets provide raw aquamarine and pure water crystals. but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you would need to go no further than the font of Maya. The accents of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of aether. Oh, that sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? Meet back here anon? So where am I going? Okay. Mount up. In time you shall follow. In time you shall follow. Behold and bright bird sun with the sky. Night, bright in the night. Night. And we... No? Come on. It won't let me go down. Where the heck am I? Oh. Can I just teleport somewhere? Yeah. Okay. Ah. Oh, big monkey. Oh, went too far. Okay. I guess I go back here. Because, okay, why not? Hey, Estinian's here. Do you have the flask for me? Not really a flask, but close enough. You owe me a water flask or water skin. Oh, there should be in suffice. Thank you, Eden. Look who came. Look who I came across. Justinian seemed in need of diversions, and we, in turn, may have need of his lance. Right then. Now our little party is assembled. Let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsuya's boat again? Not this time. When Yistola informed me of our destination, I arranged a vessel to be made ready at Kali. Your Excellence is ever the gracious host. Shall we? Coda. Whoops. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of the water? Can I make this jump? Ah, cool. Ah. Yeah. We'll get up there. I always liked the Luxumi battle. Off we go again. Your ship is yours to command. Our thanks once we set sail. Or we set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting. Alzadal's legacy. To see the truth of the legend would be with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
I'll go. I'll do it.
And how would you do that? The gate is still too small for any of us to pass through.
Estinian is correct, which is why I've elected to send a familiar in our stead. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
That was adorable. It's a Nixie. She's embarrassed.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual. In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate, Your Excellency?
Yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Froth and foam.
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we?
Basically, say nothing about this.
Nixies, into the void.
Now we wait. Oh, it's gonna be one of these.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
Oh.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
The poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
Here they come.
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Oh, I was hoping for a fight. Bummer.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could, if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
Okay, off to the final one. Oh, once Nadia succeeds in replicating a mock Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There is something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had a good reason for not wanting to explain the Nixie ritual. Ahem. Shall we proceed to our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective at protecting the barrier from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. I think that it is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know who excels in this kind of structural augmentation? The Ironworks. An excellent suggestion. As I recalled, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every convenience that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Relger's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Jesse Widgeon begs. So yeah, this is going to be the last video in this set. So it's going to go for as long as it takes. Should be if it's another 5 minutes or another hour, we're going to continue. Hey, Junior. Eden, what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Master Sid, certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after the Meteon and that bloody mess. Alright, let's look into this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation. Huh. It seems some minor corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best bet may be to supply to prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any component which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys which high ethereal conductivity, as so they not to impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, she said. Nero had compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If If only I weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. Ha! The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we seek about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let us return to the great work and see how Nadana is getting on with the mock Atmos. Oh, what am I doing?
Hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless? Heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
Are you guys just gonna sit there and wallow in uncertainty forever?
You're saying I should seize this chance?
Well, duh.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzat-Han. My people, I have come to a decision. Varshan will depart Thavnair for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
You surprised me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Verta reach his conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and the travelers believing this place wrecked by some unusual storm. He's like, what? What's of your answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage. The soul-chilling grief he nursed for for his lover's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend or ally. If there is a change we can spare Virtua the pain, then I will follow you. Just 4 of us? Oh, with things as they are, it's better. I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less than a dire threat to the star. It will make for an interesting journey. Besides, traveling in a smaller party for a change, crowds can be a bit draining, don't you think? Now, on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light has halted before the devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly submerged by darkness. My plan, such as, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. 'Twould be more convenient had we some manner of base camp near the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Meghaduda. Okay, cool. Ah. Damn, it's just so quick now. Putting this game on my SSD, it's like, nope, no wait time. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make for something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove to make room for... make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Inform me when you've completed the arrangements. As you have heard, we will have you settled in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azaja. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to take the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend my help I can to Nidana. If your preparations to make ire we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, Hidden, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience. For you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This I know. I swear, this looks like the world of Final Fantasy XIII. That looks like the church where everything happened. Well, you are not Golbez. What are you? You are a Reaper.
To be swallowed, bereft of senses.
Let paths unwalked, adventurers spur, pulse quickens, spirits stir. And that is it. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you will be back when I do the next part. We are returning to the game. So I'll see you guys hopefully at the end of the month for more of this. So until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. For at least this video. I'll have more stuff up later. Till then, have a good night.